Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. Content warnings can be found in the show notes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent, both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect. We're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same. So listener discretion is advised. Now, let's walk the Path of Night.
Last time on Path of Night, Justicar Lucin summoned Archon Wynn to a base of operations. They planned to take out a dangerous harbinger of skulls. The rest of the Coterie crashed into the war party of that very same harbinger later. Neil wished Wynn was there, and mysteriously, Wynn and her support appeared, granting his wish. Reunited, the Coterie took out Steak and Bake and the rest of the Sabbat presence. The Coterie sought to heal, especially Miles, who had been stricken with a strange illness. For a moment, the carnage has settled. What gunshots you still hear are distant and an echo. Traffic is stopped. The lights are out. Almost all of the light that provides any illumination at all comes from the red star that hangs low over the sky. Around you, most of what you fought is very dead. There are a couple of torpid Canaanites that remain, and a pair of Archons that approach with bewildered expressions. Red Death speaks up to Archon Cabot. How the hell did we get here?
I have no fucking clue. Does your head hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. Wynn kind of looks around at the scene. Okay, so it still looks like we got the job done. Check in with the rest of the team. I'm going to check in with the Coterie. What? She kind of sees Miles, and it looks like she wants to go to him, and she sees how awful and sick and how distressed his body seems, even if he's not wearing it on its face. Do we have intelligence that this is something the Harbingers can do?
We don't know a lot about what the Harbingers can do. Only that, according to what we do have, they're vampires who are locked away for a long, long time in another, he waves his hands, time, another, realm. And when they came back, they brought a lot of strange, forgotten magics with them.
Do we have a way to reverse this? Reverse disease?
I'll make some calls. I mean, they come from the underworld, but I'll see what I can find. I'm going to head back to check in. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, I suspect she'll call me.
Yeah, she will. The two of them hop back in the car that they arrived in, and they take off back to the school where the Archons are operating out of.
Yeah. Wynn kind of looks like she's still getting her bearings. And she looks to the rest of the Coterie. And she sees Neil approaching the group, looking particularly fucked up, having been on fire and looking like he's been in a car accident. And she goes up to him and looks like she wants to give him a hug and isn't sure if that's going to hurt him or not.
She doesn't get a choice in the matter.
Okay.
And he hugs her immediately.
Okay.
As soon as she's within arm's reach.
Okay. Then she will hug him back.
She can feel him flinch. He's absolutely in pain. He is fucked up. But
Okay.
it's like it doesn't matter. You're here. I wanted you to be here. I didn't want you apart from us. And I'm so glad you're here. I don't know how it...
I don't know how either, buddy. We were arming up. We were actually going after the Harbinger. And then all of a sudden we were in a car here, and I saw you guys flip. And my head is killing me.
Neil, like, his face against her, like, shoulder, like, he's hunched down. Wynn can probably feel him frown and, like, his brow furrow. And Neil just goes, Britta asked if we were ready. The Warghoul flipped the truck, and then Britta asked, she had a plan, and then asked if we were ready to go. And I was so nervous I wasn't ready, and I didn't want you. I just said I wish Wynn was here. And then here you were.
Wynn kind of shakes her head like she isn't going to pretend to understand any of this final night's bullshit.
Wait, so you telling me Lucinda didn't send you here?
No. She kind of pulls back from the hug with Neil and kind of grabs onto Johnny's shoulder.
Are you okay? Are you...
I have a headache, but
sorry, are you fully bound to her?
I left. She hadn't called me to her today, and I hadn't gone looking for her today. So I'm not all hers yet.
Johnny kind of squeezes you on the shoulder back. Well, I'm glad you're here with us now. All right, everybody, we're still in a really bad spot, so marshal up what you can for resources. Let's get moving to somewhere a little bit safer. We need to find Weathers and make sure we can get a good briefing on what this area is going through. So, like I said, marshal everything up you can, and let's start looking for him, all right?
Can we look for blood on the way? We're pretty wounded.
That's what I mean by marshal things up.
All right.
Miles
is taking a knee somewhere over by A-Dog and also sort of supporting himself on the sword and is not looking particularly good.
Wynn kind of breaks out of the hug circle and goes over to him. She doesn't look like she knows whether she should get close or not, but the instinct is right there.
Do you feel okay?
No, not at all. She hit me with... I may have been poetic, but she said something about mercy or something. I feel, in some ways, more alive than I have in a long time, but in the worst way possible.
Like you're sick?
You're very sick, correct.
Sick.
Could I roll science to see what's going on with him?
I would be medicine.
All right, I can roll one medicine. 2 successes?
With 2 successes, he looks to be showing signs of an advanced case of the bubonic plague. He is extremely virulent. He is in a very, very bad condition, but what is odd about it is he is clearly experiencing a sickness that the kindred state should render someone immune to.
All right. I think I understand what's happening. It's not good. Miles, you can't be near people. You're really infectious. And when I say people, I mean kindred too. Somehow you... I know, I just recognize it from textbooks, but those are the symptoms of the bubonic plague, and you look like you're having it for real.
The what?
Fucking hell.
How's that even possible?
I don't know, but somehow, look, I don't know why I remember things about science or medicine, but that's what that is. I mean, you can recognize the near the lymph nodes.
I'm going to guess magic is the answer.
The Harbingers brought back a whole kind of magic that's been forgotten.
I know that there are paths of Duranki that can inflict the symptoms, at least, of disease, but on even kindred, but I haven't seen... Miles, do you feel weak, or do you just feel...
I mean, I don't feel good, but I can keep going.
It seems capable of affecting you like it would affect a mortal.
So does that mean that this can kill him?
And other people, including kindred.
Johnny takes a step back reflexively.
I don't mean
So
to
does
be
Neil.
negative. It's just that's what I'm assessing here. I'm sorry, Miles. I don't mean to talk about you like a test subject.
It's perfectly okay. I have been tested upon.
Neil, you said that there was magic that could inflict it. Is there magic that can remove it?
Not that I know of, but I'm not an expert. We could reach out to some of the sorcerers of the Children of Hakim here in the city. They might know more than we do.
Why don't you reach out to them? Black Alistair and Red Death are looking into the Archon, I don't know, fucking files, whatever. I'm gonna call Lucinda.
Okay, how about this? You say with Miles. Neil, you make that phone call. Johnny, as we're moving, you and I, we use our arts of the blood to see if we can get any mortals over that seem okay enough to feed on.
Johnny kind of looks around the streets and the devastation that's probably caused all mortals to scatter.
I mean, as we're going.
Sure.
It might be worth noting the Herb Hour mentioned that the Malk of the Sabbat are doing something to the mortal populace.
Yeah, they're probably using the voice of madness. Speaking of, Neil looks around, stops mid-sentence again, and Neil looks around the street. Is there either a cop car, ambulance, or a pharmacy nearby?
There is a pharmacy with smashed-in windows, and there is a squad car that is parked. The front doors of it are open. There are no sign of police.
Actually, hold that thought just for a second.
What? You need to finish it.
I'm going to steal a police bullhorn, but I was also going to go get, in the meantime, until we can figure out what to do about Miles, I know this sounds really stupid, maybe, but if we get some face masks and gloves for him, so that just reducing the chance that it's going to spread.
Neil, I like the idea. I would like to build on it. What if we take the whole cop car?
Is it working?
There's lights on.
If we can take the whole cop car, maybe we can get around the city a little easier because people will get out of the way of it. And maybe we can put Miles in the back and kind of isolate him a little bit and still have him with us.
That would only be room for two of us in the front seat.
Even better. Let's build on that some more. How about you just grab a whole bunch of drugs, whatever you find in that pharmacy, and make him take them? Because I don't think drugs will kill a vampire, but maybe it'll kill whatever this fucking bubonic plague shit is.
Okay, we should take specific drugs.
Why not?
Okay. Here, I'm gonna go. Britta, you seem to know. You recognize what it was. Do you want to go look in the pharmacy and see if anything? This might be a stupid idea, but none of us know what we're doing. So
let's try it.
Do you want to go grab whatever you think might work on the plague? Is the plague a virus or a bacteria? I don't even know. I don't know medicine.
I mean, I can try. We can see if there's serious antibiotics.
So here's the deal. The way that you generally have to take drugs outside of Khalif, which is blood-based, is you have to take it through blood. That's the only way that we can take it. So I don't know if there's... But while you're doing that, to that point, we were talking about the Malkavians and what the Malkavian anti-tribute are doing. They are probably going around the city using the voice of madness, which is amplified through things. So I'm going to steal a bullhorn from the police. So...
Okay.
So that we have it too.
All right, go steal the bullhorn. Okay. You're saying that like that's a revelation. This is the least weird thing to happen tonight. Go get a bullhorn.
And watch my back while I'm in there?
Yeah, okay. Neil looks a little cowed at Johnny, and then being given a task by Britta is like, okay.
And if you see any musicians, let's fucking give them enough penicillin to kill them.
Okay, let's not shout that around.
As that is shouted around, a distressed pigeon lands on the squad car that Neil is approaching. And the pigeon makes nervous noises and shifts and is unsteady on its feet.
Wynn?
Is this the pigeon I threw crackers to?
No.
Wynn wanders over to the squad car with Neil and the pigeon. Can I help you?
It is Kabir.
Hi.
Hi.
You shouldn't be here. What's going on?
I am in the body of a pigeon.
I see that. Nice job. Why are you in the body of a pigeon?
I am trapped. The Sabbat. They have found me. Taken me.
Where?
It is the killing spree. I am at a self-storage building. One of the ladders is missing. Long unfixed.
Wait, I know where you are.
Will you come and help me? Please, Wynn.
Yeah.
Don't help Weathers. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, well...
Weathers is tough. He can withstand the torture. I cannot. You have to get me.
I will come get you.
Okay. The pigeon flies off.
Lex, before we get into some other conversations that is very heavy, I need to solve 9 points of blood on my sheet. How close am I able to solving that? And what are the consequences of doing so?
That depends on what you're willing to do to the torpid Sabbat vampires on the ground.
If I'm willing to drain them and kill them, can I solve that 9 blood?
There is a total of 12 blood on the ground between those Sabbat vampires. You and Miles will need to work out who's taking what.
Miles, how much do you need?
Not a lot, but availability becomes a problem for me. Kindred or
So
easier.
how much? What's not a lot?
I'm down 7,
7 of what?
20.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, I understand.
Lex related, I will be spending 5 as we're walking around to heal my body from in-cap bashing.
Understood.
How much blood do you need to spend to resolve the 4 levels of bashing?
It's 1 blood per.
Thank you. So then I'm going to spend that 4.
all right, who needs what? How much blood do we all need? A lot, right?
I am at half pool, 5 out of 10. I'm okay for now.
I am at quarter pool.
I have 4 blood remaining.
I have 3 blood remaining.
Yeah, we're all in a bad spot.
Okay, so how many do you have remaining?
I have 5.
How many do you have remaining?
I have.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have 4 because I had to spend 1 to do magic.
I have 3 remaining.
How many do you have remaining?
13.
However,
Buddy, you're not getting any blood.
I know.
I'm sorry to say, but
I saw the numbers coming, and I will move away from the body so people can feed.
I'm blood poor.
I am
With
blood
my
poor.
20 blood pool, I've spent so much of it.
Look, you guys are
Fucking rich yuppie
you guys are
motherfucker.
used to being poor. Get away.
Oh, God.
All right, I'm suddenly less worried about Plaguey McPlagerson over here.
That worked out pretty well.
I'm assuming that if we were taking this 12 blood, we're probably making humanity chops, right?
That depends on whether or not you then kill them, because they can go to 0 blood and not die.
But then you're blood bound to them.
Of the Sabbat that we are draining from, what is that including the Harbinger?
Harbinger's fucking dead.
Yeah.
The Harbinger does not have any blood that is
Okay.
available. She is ash.
Okay. So we're talking about A-Dog, C-Dog, Rufio possibly?
Rivio also dead.
And then random ass Sabbat?
It looks like it's the Zimitsi and A-Dog. So let me know if you feed from the Zimitsi.
Britta would be unwilling to feed from the Smeetsy. She could just not feed if you really want the blood.
I'm probably all set.
Britta's very hungry, but you go through blood a whole lot faster than she does. So
I probably have some resources I can draw on. So take what you guys need.
Lex, as part of this conversation, I have written on my sheet 2 blood coins, but I can't remember when I had those from. So you let me know whether I have them or not.
Yeah, you have them. It's fine.
Okay, then I will eat 2 blood coins, and that will be the remainder of my blood coins, including anything I've gotten in the last little bit.
I'm gonna actually drain is it C-Dog?
A-Dog.
A-Dog. I'm gonna drain A-Dog down to nothing. Actually, how much blood does he have?
He has 6.
I'm gonna drain him down to 1. So in theory, he can wake up without frenzying. And I ain't gonna touch the Zamitsi.
Britta's very hungry, but she is going to rest on the hope that she can use her powers of presence maybe to nab someone as we're going.
How hungry is very hungry?
3.
Okay, can I get a self-control roll?
Okay.
Your self-control is capped at your blood pool.
Fail.
Britta, logically, you know exactly what horror exists within the veins of that Zimitsi. But there is a side of you, a darker side, a self-destructive side that is driven by endless hunger. And in your state, in your current condition, it wields great power over you. And as you stare at the Zimitsi, recalling all of the reasons to have such vitriol for its existence, the beast takes hold, and you enter a hunger frenzy. The rest of the Coterie sees Britta stare at the Zimitsi, and there's this moment where it looks like she's going to turn and say something to you guys, but her eyes fail to leave the vulnerable vampire. And very suddenly, she's closing the distance between herself and the Zimitsi, with a hungry hiss.
Johnny will drop A-Dog and himself feeding to intercept her so that somebody else can do something worthwhile.
Sounds good. Why don't we have a quick initiative roll?
Yeah, roll it and see what happens.
Neil is frozen. I would realistically go at the end of the round if I go at all.
Johnny has a 17.
13.
16.
Johnny will nab her up in a grapple, just pick her up in a bear hug. If I can get behind her for that, all the better. I'd rather her not be snapping to try and feed from me. Just 3 successes.
Grappled. Rebecca.
I presume my next action is to attempt to escape the grapple.
No, use a Dex plus Brawl to reverse the grapple and have your dice roll because you intend on feeding from Johnny if you reverse successfully.
Post?
Yep.
Understood.
1 success.
6 successes to maintain.
Britta is quick and slippery, but Johnny is strong, and his big arms are perfectly suited to the task.
Johnny maintains his grip. We go to Miles and Wynn.
Seeing Johnny has it in hand, I'm going to just not do anything.
Okay. Wynn.
Wynn will get in eye line with Britta and look at her. Britta, we've got you. You don't need to do this. We will find food for you. Calm down.
You will be rolling manipulation plus empathy. Your difficulty is 7. You are looking for at least 3 successes.
Well, that would be 2 successes.
That is not enough to calm the raging Britta. Neil, are you doing anything this round?
It doesn't feel honest to say yes.
Okay. We arrive to the next round. Britta and Johnny, you will make a contested grappling roll.
On my action, can I help lock in the grapple?
You can attempt to clinch for damage, but essentially you've got her locked as...
Perfect. Okay.
This is dexterity, unspent celerity, and
I'll
brawl.
hold my action then on my action.
Does graceful count?
No, you are not graceful in this moment.
Yep. 6 successes.
You break free.
Johnny, you may take your action.
I will reestablish the grapple.
It is a reversal, so Britta will roll her dex plus brawl.
7 successes to reverse the grapple.
4 successes.
I believe that's reversed. Win.
Britta, we are not going to let you hurt yourself by drinking from that thing. Calm down. Get your head back on. 1 success.
Next round.
Now, I'm going to spend my turn moving around and trying to get a place where I can see her eyes.
Okay.
And if I can do that, I will cast, I will use command on her to be still.
Sounds good. Roll it. You're at +2 difficulty because she is in frenzy.
Yeah, it's a stupidly hard check right now, I think.
Yes, because she has shit tons of extra willpower.
Yep. What's your current willpower?
Do we have the willpower from
It lasts all night.
13?
Sounds better than I thought.
And it's +2 diff right now, so that's diff...
It's still 13.
Okay. So diff 10, you need 3 successes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Proceed.
Okay.
This is the second round of this happening, right?
Yes.
Okay. At the end of the round, Neil, seeing everyone desperately trying to do stuff and hold a, impossible to hold Britta still, just will go, okay, Britta, just calm down. Just please get a hold of yourself. You're not that hungry. You're not that hungry. And he starts saying that in a hypnotically sort of rhythmic tone. And Lex, I'm just going to try and passion her down to support Wynn, basically.
Roll it up.
Britta, what's your humanity right now? All right, I'm rolling charisma, empathy. Lex, does my spec in emotions count for this?
Yes.
3 successes as I try and calm her raging emotions. So 3 successes, it'll last for the night.
Yep. And you manipulate the difficulty of her self-control rules.
Yes. So basically for the rest of the night, if we manage to get you into a self-control roll, you'll be a little calmer.
Britta and Johnny make contested grappling rolls.
Johnny, after having reestablished the hold on Britta, is really trying to just focus on keeping her wrists held tight She's smaller than him, and as long as he can kind of keep her facing away and maintain the grip on her wrists, he figures that there's not a lot she can do to twist around and get to him.
Johnny's using his strength in his size. Britta's using her strength in her size. She has almost a similar strategy, but she is using her litheness, her slipperiness, the grace that she has to try to evade that strong grasp. 2 successes.
2 successes as well.
The state between the two of you remains the same. Wynn.
Britta, listen to Neil. Listen to me. We are going to get you out of this. Get your head on straight. You are in control of this. You can get yourself back. Do not let the beast tell you what to do. I did spend a willpower on this one. 3 successes with the willpower.
Hey.
Britta. Quell the Beast has allowed you to make a self-control roll to regain control of yourself. Because of the demontation that has also been used on you, the difficulty of your self-control rolls has been reduced.
Am I permitted to spend a willpower?
Yes, you may. You're going to roll at difficulty 5.
3 successes, including the willpower.
Okay. Britta calms herself.
The wide eyes of an animal go back to something more humane. At least as humane as Britta remains in this moment. You see control, awareness start to come back to Britta in ways that feel maybe comforting. It's no comfort to Britta, though. Regardless of whatever it does mean to you, Britta starts at first to realize with confusion that she's being held, and then why, and then she feels the extension of her fangs in her mouth, that primal hunger and what she was directing it towards. And there's that moment of confusion. Was she trying to bite Johnny? Was she trying to bite... Then the memory goes back, and it's the original target being that Samitsi, and you can see the disgust, the horror, the fear registering on her face.
It's okay. You didn't do it. You got yourself back.
Thanks for catching me. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
These things happen, girl. Don't you worry about it.
It's a rough night. It's okay. We're okay. You're okay.
I don't want to do that again. Is there anything left in A-Dog?
Didn't leave him with much, but I think he might have a little bit of juice left in him.
Johnny, can you keep hold of me and I take that one so that this doesn't happen again, maybe?
All right, just a little bit, because he's about empty.
Just hold my jaw.
He looks at you skeptically.
Or I don't know,
And
however you would do it.
I think I trust you more than you trust yourself. You got this.
It's kind of hard right now, but...
Don't worry, I'm not far off.
She'll take that remaining blood from A-Dog.
All right.
While Johnny escorts Britta to A-Dog, Wynn will approach Neil and pull a wrinkled and battered piece of paper from her back pocket and pass it to him. You asked me to make a list.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
It should also help you find me.
Yeah. He pats the messenger bag he's holding. I wasn't ever going to let any of you disappear again.
Well, you're the one we worry about disappearing, Neil.
He takes the paper, folds it up, and doesn't actually put it in the messenger bag, puts it in the breast pocket of his shirt, right over where his heart is, and goes, as long as I'm still here, I'll help you remember it, okay?
Counting on it. Rob, I'm sending you the list. It is written on the letterhead from the school where the Archons are set up.
Okay. Britta finishes taking that one blood, and she backs away. She turns her attention towards the drugstore. I'm gonna go in and see what kind of antibiotics or anything that I can grab. Someone just keep that eye out.
I'll keep an eye out for you. I'll be by the police car looking for stuff while we're...
I need to make a phone call, but I'm here.
Yeah, you make the call. I'll make a call too, and then we gotta get going. We gotta find Weathers, so...
Johnny is going to head into the pharmacy with Britta, with the intent of pillaging their cigarettes from behind the counter. Because this is the late 90s, and you better believe that a pharmacy's going to be selling cigarettes. And get a few packs of Morley's for the long night ahead. And while doing so, is going to use his newfangled technology of a cell phone to call Weathers to figure out where the hell he is in Dixwell.
As Johnny and Britta walk into the pharmacy, Neil is keeping a very paranoid eye out on the street, but runs over to the police car. Lex, I'm just looking for like a police walkie-talkie or a megaphone or something that I can just use to amplify my voice in the future.
There's a walkie-talkie. There's the radio in the actual squad car that's going, and it's blaring all kinds of weird news, even by your standards.
10-4,
And, of course, you find the tools you're looking for your voice of madness. Now, on the police radio, officers are relaying information that there's a power outage that seems to spread across the entirety of the East Coast. And officers are reporting seeing strange things, and you kind of very much get the impression that right now the masquerade is paper thin.
Neil frowns, but then looks up at the moon like he's not crazy surprised that things are going along, although the news that the outage is coastal, it definitely seems to take him aback. But he grabs those. Are there also like some road flares in the back of this car?
There are.
Okay, he shoves those in his message bag as well. And then, looking around while they're inside, fumbles for his cell phone and pulls it out, and then hesitates for just a second before dialing the number, sort of like the redirect number that he and Nara would like leave messages to each other on, like across the Atlantic.
No signal.
He hits the phone a couple times like it didn't react. Oh shit. Okay. And then calls back across the street. Miles?
Yeah?
So power's out all over the East Coast. Apparently the cell phone towers are down too. Do you have, was there like a radio like relay system that was in plan for this battle, or were we doing cell phones?
I'm sure that we have a radio station.
Or should we just go, where was everybody supposed to be? How far are we from everyone? Because I know we came looking for Weathers, but I can't get through to anybody right now. And police radios are jammed with chatter.
The central headquarters where we're at is located not too far from here.
Should we make our way there then next, do you think? Or what?
It might be best. We can get at least updated information from there, especially with cell phones being down.
I wanted to try and call Nara, the children of Hakeem, but there's nothing, so...
They should be there.
Okay.
Most of them are stationed there, since many of them are...
non-combatants?
Yes.
Yeah.
As much as you can be during this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Britta secures the best container she can find. If she can find a backpack, then she would stuff it full of antibiotics, anything that she would find that's relevant to Miles's condition.
Johnny is going to call Kabir on his cell phone.
We have no signal.
Johnny scowls at his phone, resists the urge to break it, and shoves it in his jacket as he's looting packs of Morley's. He'll pop one open, pop one in his mouth, and light it up.
Johnny, can we make sure and get a bunch of flashlights, maybe more lighters?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. He grabs the phone from behind the counter, dials 9 for an outside line, and tries to call Weathers via a landline.
There's no sound coming from the phone at all.
You said you wanted lighters and flashlights?
Just if the power's out and everything's gonna be really dark, right?
Yeah.
Lanterns, anything like that?
You think this place has lanterns?
I don't know. Sometimes drugstores have camping stuff.
Okay, so I am presenting the Coterie with a choice. You may head back to regroup. You may look for Weathers, or you may look for Kabir. Whoever you do not choose is lost to you. if you guys split up, none of you are succeeding here. This is unfortunately a set of horrific choices.
When Neil starts talking about the phones being down, Wynn checks the signal on her own. Fuck. She slips it back in her pocket and grabs the police radio, the walkie-talkie, and starts flipping through the different channels to see if she can hear one that sounds like it might be kindred.
You hear what sounds on a few instances, what might be Morse code.
Neil,
Yeah.
do you happen to know Morse code?
Not implicitly, but I can. Why?
This channel's getting Morse code.
Do you think maybe you can do your patterns thing?
I don't know. I haven't really tried it with noises. Lex, I'll try an Eyes of Chaos on the radio stations.
Roll it.
It's a 9-die pool, and I will heighten my senses for it. 4 successes.
It is an SOS. Someone is calling for aid. And you listen for the deeper meaning behind the SOS. And it occurs to you that the Setites have betrayed. The Anarchs are being put to the sword. They need help too.
It's a Maya. It's a Maya and the remainder of the Anarchs and the Anarchs she brought into the city. The Setites are moving now. They're using the cover of the Sabbat to kill all of the Anarchs, and it's happening now. She's asking for help. She's crying out for help.
Do you know where?
I could figure it out now that I know that it's her.
But we need to get to her. We need to get to Weathers.
We need to get to Kabir.
We need to get to Gabbey? What do you mean?
The killing spree has him at the elf storage place. He was the pigeon.
Then wouldn't they not have him then? If he was the pigeon?
Ravnos can also do animalism. It was him.
So that he was in the pigeon, but his
Yeah.
body is still with the killing spree.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like you being an owl. It's more like when you talk to the ravens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We're not splitting up.
Then we're letting 2 groups die.
In the meantime, Britta has started crushing antibiotics into a large cup that she has gotten from the drugstore. And when she's through, she'll pass it over to Miles. Look, I think maybe they're right that someone needs to drink this. I don't know if you can drink your own blood.
I'm gonna wait on that.
Okay, I'll get this ready then.
At least
I promised Kabir I'm going to him, so I'm going to him. I don't know where the rest of you are going.
when we have to stay together. Look,
Then come with me, because I know where I'm going.
So we're letting.
Yes. I am letting Weathers die. I am letting Amaya and the Anarchs die. Because the killing spree took him because I killed their abbot. And he is not going to be punished for my crimes. And I will go alone and die alone if I have to.
Neil puts a hand over his own heart and sort of like rubs the crumpled paper that's in there, looking at Wynn, but then looks at Johnny. Because they're also talking about basically every Brujah ally they've worked to get.
I wouldn't be here with you guys without Weathers. Right at the beginning of things, I'm sorry I don't know what's right either. But
There's no right answer.
There is.
Then make your right answer, Johnny.
We're talking about the city.
Okay, then.
You want to save Kabir or the city?
I want to save Kabir. Fuck the city.
Then where are you and Kabir going to go after you get him?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
All right.
Away from the Camarilla.
You're going to get away from the Sabbat? Because
Yep.
once they take this city, they're going to flood up all the way up this coast.
Fuck it. I will not lose one more thing to this goddamn city. I will not lose one more thing.
There's nowhere that the two of you are going to run.
Bye. And Wynn turns.
Wynn. Don't leave me.
Then make me stay. Take that last little bit from me.
Let's.
Take it.
Can we just talk?
Was there talking when they took me? Was there consideration of anything? I have given. I'm taking now. It's the wrong choice. Let me be the sinner for once.
No.
Then
No, I will not.
Then take
I'm not
me
gonna
down.
I'm not gonna let you be selfish here. We need you. The city needs to stay.
Then stop me.
We're not doing that.
Lex, I will activate Majesty.
Okay.
And I will move closer to where everyone is shouting since I have been keeping myself somewhat separate.
What is the majestic aura you are creating for yourself?
Unfurling the Majesty, it comes over in a wave, and he gets taller and stands straighter, which he hasn't been since he got hit, and looks put together and the prince that you expect him to be. We're going to take a moment here. We're all going to go to the same place, and we're going to save that person.
Okay, Miles.
Sure, yeah.
Understood.
Wynn gives a tight nod.
We are not going to be able to do anything on our own. And if we're going to affect any kind of change, we're doing it together. I understand that we want to save everyone. And we still may have a chance. But we have to choose something. And to be successful, we have to choose it together. In this instance, I don't even necessarily know if we're going to save the person. If we remove Killing Spree, we may be able to destabilize some of the leadership of this crusade. Feel free to present your arguments.
Is that the goal, Miles? Is you want us to go after Killing Spree, or would we try and save Kabir in that?
The goal is both.
But
I imagine when we get there, things are going to get messy.
Miles, Kabir is one of my best friends. I've known him as long as I've been kindred. But either Amaya or Weathers, they are leaders of the Bruja. Saving one kindred is admirable, even if it's Kabir.
Maybe.
The loss of Weathers or Amaya is going to shatter the resolve of the defenders.
I hear you. Let Wynn speak.
I might be able to get back to the Archons and tell them that there's an opportunity to take out the Killing Spree who are leadership. That would free us up.
Can I speak?
Yes.
I don't think we have time to go to the Archons. I think we have to pick one target now.
It wouldn't be all of you. It would just be me, and I would meet you there.
no, Wynn, we're not separating. I won't let us separate. We have a radio. I have a police radio. I'll keep the radio.
So we can hear them die.
No. You were with them, right? You have to know what channel they were on.
The Archons?
Lucien has to be monitoring police radio frequencies.
She's monitoring everything.
So if we broadcast, we could let them know. It's not a guarantee, but I just...
I feel like we owe so much to Weathers. But Wynn, I'm sorry to ask this so personally, but aren't you in love with Kabir?
Yeah.
When Wynn confirms to Britta that she's in love with Kabir, Neil goes, stock still.
And, I mean, I don't know what that means, what the value of having given our word to help someone, but you gave your word to help Kabir.
Yep.
I'm good with sending a strike force against the Killing Spree. If that's what we can do, and saving Weathers.
He doesn't mean the most to me, but I am in love with him.
Wynn, and he puts his hand over, like, the paper in his pocket again, like, over his heart. If this is a moment where there's a line in the sand about us staying together, I'll follow you to go die. But I just want us to stay together, whatever we're doing.
I gave you that list so you would prioritize yourself not dying.
Well, There's no guarantees, but if we split up, whatever happens, I agree with Miles. Whatever we do, we do it together.
Anyone who chose to fight here knew that they would fight with the chance of dying with, and with it not being a low one. We have to know that too, for the people that we care about, but we have a chance either to help someone who's helped us time and time again. Johnny, I know how much Weathers means to you, and he's been a big part of us even being who we are. And Wynn, I don't know that. I'm sorry to sound so selfish, but I don't know that Kabir can make the impact that Weathers can in this fight, but if you love him...
Kabir is fighting this fight because Johnny and I are here. He would have left a long time ago. He is in this city in danger because of Johnny and me.
All right. Before we make any final moves here, Neil, Wynn, see if you can reach the Archons. You've got 2 minutes. If you can't do it, we'll go after the killing spree. If you can, we'll send the Archons after them and go after Weathers.
Miles, we might not know if the message got through.
See if you can confirm it.
We can give it a try.
Neil goes back over to the police car real quick, Lex, and just takes the police radio.
Understood.
And then holds it up to Wynn and says, as much detail as you can, but... And he looks around almost resignedly, but shrugs and goes, try and remember the masquerade. And then depresses the talk button.
Mama Bear to power suit, red balloons or blackjack. There's a shadow over elf storage, something to be recovered there, handle with care. Repeating, Mama Bear to power suit, red balloons or blackjack. There's a shadow over elf storage, something to be recovered there, handle with care. And she will motion for him to take his thumb off the button.
And almost without thinking, just goes, I know it's a punishment, but you're pretty good at that.
Satisfactory?
Message is out. Haven't heard anything yet. We may not. Especially if they decide to act on it, they're not going to broadcast.
Yeah, we won't. They won't be the only ones monitoring police channels.
No.
Neil, keep an eye out. Everybody gather your gear. We're getting ready to move.
Where are we going, Miles?
I'll go grab the masks, the gloves, all that.
Sure.
I don't have gear.
It's in the back of the car. We brought yours.
Wynn kind of looks a little gobsmacked at that.
Yeah,
but
Britta picked it up.
Johnny starts seeing if he can find another shoe or boot his size amongst some of the bodies.
It takes a little looking, but you do find a pair of boots. Some like kind of old, oily work boots.
He will swap out to wear those boots instead.
Britta dips in to the drugstore once more, just making sure that she has... Actually, she just takes the whole box of gloves. She's a little worried that Miles's big hands might overwhelm them. She does, in fact, get the extra large gloves and some masks for Miles. She comes back out, readying her own stuff and...
Grab the extra gear out of the back of the car. That thing is not going anywhere else.
Will do. And immediately, as Miles gives an order, Britta shifts to the next task.
It's worth reminding you guys, she might call me away at any point. Don't count on me.
Well, even if you're not with us, which we'll try and make happen as long as possible, I'm always going to count on you.
It's going to be dangerous to summon you from here on out. She probably won't unless she gets contact with you.
It never stopped her before.
No, wasn't a war zone last time.
Correct.
Maybe the cell phone outage will have an unintended positive consequence.
How bonded are the two of you?
2.
Miles, I would need more blood for it, but... Well, we could use your blood, right? I don't know how that works with the medicine.
I wouldn't touch Miles's... Oh, for himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Probably can't ingest my own blood.
I guess that's where I was going with it, is that I'm a musician.
I don't...
We're going to have to wait, because you can't ingest the medicine either.
I also, just as a general rule, Not that I think any of us were planning on it, but for now, until we figure out what's wrong with Miles, I wouldn't touch his blood at all.
So where are we going, Miles?
We're going to the last place we knew others to be.
Path of Night is a Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the world of darkness. Britta Ashcroft the Toreador was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Johnny Saxon the Bruja was played by Garrett Gabbey. Miles Davenport the Venture was played by Tim Davis. Neil Foster the Malkavian was played by Rob Muirhead. Wynn Cabot the Gangrel was played by Erika Webb. Your storyteller was Lex Lopez. Recording by Rebecca Steigelfest. This episode edited by Rob Muirhead. The music used in this episode was composed for Path of Night by Brian Matolius. Find him online at brianmatolius.com. Path of Night uses the 20th anniversary edition of Vampire the Masquerade with a few limited house rules. Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness are owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. We can be found on YouTube at youtube.com/@pathofnight. You can help support the show on coffee.com/pathofnight. Find us on twitter.com/pathofnightpod, on facebook.com/pathofnightpodcasts, or email us at pathofnightpodcasts@gmail.com. See you next time, Kindred.
Those were my
Right,
questions.
there's no wrong answer here. That's actually
the point.
The problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
The problem is that all of these people deserve your help. All of these people are people you promised
To save.
help.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, let me get this straight though. You presented us with a problem of either Weathers or Kabir,
Or Amaya.
and then no.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
You present us the problem of Weathers or Amaya.
Yeah.
Then you fucking listen to the radio, and he's like, you know what? Amaya's on the stack too.
To be fair,
Well,
I
Hey,
I
stop. Was that what fucking happened?
you know what?
Rob, was that what fucking happened?
Too loud.
I'll help Rob out.
We're not recording this. I'm
It's
too
too
loud.
loud.
Okay.
me.
Okay.
fair enough.
I never do this, but this one time I'm going to stick up for Rob. And what I'm going to say.
Don't you do it
is
then,
that-
Rob?
oh, no,
Answer me.
No, you're too
Don't
late.
listen
Don't
to this
answer him.
motherfucker.
Don't listen to him.
It was actually
Don't
my
listen to
fault.
this motherfucker. Rob, I'm
He's
talking to
upset
you.
he's
Man
spaghetti.
to
Let
man.
him be that.
Man to man, look at me.
Alright.
Don't fucking listen to the piece of shit.
guys, big feelings, small voices.
Okay, so
Very small room.
So there are other NPCs who are probably going to have bad things happen to them very, very soon.
Noted that you're
All
not looking
he
at me while he's
did
saying this shit.
Was find
Your fucking
out
eyes are down at your phone. I see
about
that
another
shit.
person you
That's
guys
noted.
choose to save.
Goddamn coward.
He has
It's-
found for
I can't
you.
hear you because Garrett's yelling and I can't hear your voice.
He has found for you
right.
guys an opportunity, which may make the choice harder, but it just gives you guys more.
He may have
options.
found an opportunity.